Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And the Space 2.0 meta has begun, and with it brings a very, very good-looking VELZARD and a very. Honestly, he kind of reminds me of the priest from Fate. If I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't really look like a tuxedo I would wear if I ever went to a gala, because, you know, I'm so eloquent and refined that I attend galas. Anyways, moving on. Are they good? Should you summon for these units? And I'm gonna tell you straight up right now, no. No, you shouldn't. Because the 1-year anniversary is literally next month. And these units I'm not terribly impressed with, so that's even a better reason for you to skip this meta. Space is already powerful. It hasn't really been power crept out of the game yet. Milim, Veldora, the hero, Carrion, still mainstays on any Jubilee team, on any stage where you need to stack, including the latest Water Tempered Edge where you could stack, and I proved that you can beat it. You need dupes, sure, but you can do it with the Space team. It didn't need its rerun yet. I think this was a bad call. I think Fire needed it a lot more. Although, to be fair, if you took these units and put Fire on it instead of Space, I still don't know if they'd be worth it. So, maybe it's good that Fire is not it. Who knows? But now this whittles it down to pretty much Dark and Fire, who's going to be the 1-year anniversary. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Dark because it was the very first meta we ever received. So it would make sense that it would be the 1-year anniversary meta. But anyways, that's talk for a different time. What do VELZARD and Guy Crimson do? Well, VELZARD is an attack growth. We know this because she has very, very high stats. But she is an AoE unit. She does have the same multiplier as the Masked Hero, though. So she does have that 290% at, max dupe level, which is very good for an AoE. She also has an ult effect that decreases target's guard power by 10%. We still haven't really found a good use for all the ult effects we got from the water meta, so right now these are just kind of for funsies, I guess. I mean, because we got bind dodge and stun dodge on the water meta, I expected Jubilee to both stun and bind you, but it didn't. So, 1, thank God for that. And 2, why are they there then? Why do we have these effects? Yeah, it's kind of just a tacked on thing. Her first skill, chance to give frostbite to all targets. It goes up to 100%, so it's guaranteed frostbite, which increases the percentage of debuffs by 1.3 times. So any debuff you put on an enemy will be greater than what the initial skill says, which can help you do more damage on all fronts. And she does 150% basic space physical attack damage to all targets immediately. So as soon as you pop this skill, you do damage. You can kill things in this skill if they are all low, and you can then, move on to the next fight or move on to the next phase, turn 2, turn 3, whatever turn it is. It does immediate damage, which you can, I believe, enhance that based on, debuffs placed on an enemy and maybe an attack buff placed on yourself. So you could modify this. I have to test that out, though, because I don't have the units, and that's why we're not going on through my kits. I'm doing it in the info screen. Her second skill is an orb change, so double blue to double green, and increases your green gauge by up to 10%. It's pretty standard. Her trait is the skill point trait, the new format, so it's 2 every 2 turns, up to 4 every 2 turns, so it's better than 3 turns. Better if she had protection, but hey, we'll take it. And then her EX board gives her extra crit damage if Milim is in a slot, which Space Milim, Space Team, you probably should be running her. So that's not hard to activate. And she is a self-buffer. Okay. And then Guy. Guy is where I get a little confused, because I don't understand his kit, and I don't know why it is a thing. So he is space and physical booster. Fine, whatever. She is physical, even though she's using a spear using magic to go smack people, but you're still getting smacked with a physical spear, I guess. His protection skill changes 3 blues and 3 oranges into 6 greens, which is the same skill that Light Shizu has, and we know how good Light Shizu is as a protector. That's the only thing they have in common. That's the part where we're like, okay, well yeah, Light Shizu is really good, and Space Guy is kind of So, the second part of his skill decreases all target attack damage resistance by 10%. So, he nerfs the entire field on AoE damage. So, if you're still not following me, if there are 3 enemies on the field, he will nerf all of them by 15%, and each of those enemies will take increased damage only from AoE skills, so ults, or this new Frostbite skill that does damage on everybody. That's the only way you're going to do extra additional damage from this skill. So maybe this next meta is all AoE focused units. It very well could be. We know that Jubilee is going to focus on more AoE targets, or AoE ults, so it does make sense that this could be an AoE meta. And that's just because of how this is done. And then his final effect is that he increases your secret skill gauge by 35%. Now, we haven't seen a protector give secret skill gauge since, what, Dark Xion? The first protector that came out in the first meta? And then Ifrit does it as well? How often, if you're not a new player and you've been playing for a good amount of time, how often do you run Ifrit or Dark Protector Xion, even if you have them? Because I can't remember the last time I used Xion. And I can't remember the last time I used Ifrit. And why? Because their skills suck. Giving Secret Skill Gauge is cool and all, but I would much rather have this effect be something else. Another damage modifier. Doing something else. Giving Pierce, giving Crit. Doing something better. Because alts are easy to get at this point, right? You have Orb Changers, you have Boosters, you have Stealers and giveaways that can very easily help you get alts for everyone. I don't think it needs to be on a protector this far into the game. So that is my own personal opinion, though. Whether or not you like this protector skill is entirely up to you. And then his trait is when you have 70% or lower HP, you decrease the defense of all targets by 6 up to 9%. So if you take a good amount of damage, you can do a little bit more damage if you have his trait active. But I don't like this protection skill. I don't really like this skill. Frostbite is cool, but it's another VELZARD with Frostbite. We already have Water VELZARD with Frostbite. Like, do something different, please. Please, do something different. So I don't... Like, Frostbite is fine. We know it's a good skill. This second part, I don't like. I have used a skill like it from Earth Daggerel today on stream, and it makes me laugh. Mainly because the second part of his skill is ass, but it still makes me giggle. So I don't know how much use you're gonna get out of this besides some novelty damage. So initial thoughts are you can very easily skip this meta. And I think you should, because the anniversary meta units should be very, very good. And they will probably completely eclipse these units and whatever 2 other space units come about, unless they end up being super cracked. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But those are my thoughts. Please save your crystals for the anniversary. Please don't summon on these banners. If you do, I guess let me know in the comments how you did and what your thoughts are on Guy and VELZARD. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.